One love, one heart. Oh, let's get together now and we can feel alright.
Seminar, and I'm going to jam-pack you with some exciting information because I have been away for a little while and I've been out living life, playing with the world. It's been a while since I've seen your smiling faces, and I've been having a blast. My best friend in the whole entire world, there's 3 of us, and we've been peas in a pod for the past 20 years. One of them just got married, and I'm going to be in another wedding in a couple weeks, and then my best friend in the whole world just had a baby. I had some well wishes from some of you, so thank you, I know you know. And I don't know how many of you guys have ever held a newborn. It's pretty spectacular. I personally have not. And when I held this cool little dude, his name is Lou, I fell in love. And it was the most amazing experience to be in the hospital with my best friend and to be surrounded with all of this love. There's so much inspiration in this room. And when I left the hospital, I was on a euphoric high, and I was driving home, and when I was driving home, I passed a funeral. It was a cemetery, and there was a funeral happening. There was about 50 people, and they were all in black, and they were crying, and they were mourning, and their heads were held very low, and I could feel that pain. And it was yet another reminder how short life is, how incredibly short our time is here. None of us know when our time is up. And this little baby coming into the world, we don't know how much time he has. But for the spirit of life and celebrating life, I'm going to share with you today tips that I have been really excited to share. And it is the 3 rules of living your best life. And because little Lucas is new to the world, I'm dedicating this to him. Because as adults, as we are now, I notice this a lot when I'm coaching people and in my workshops. I talk and I hear a lot of people say this same common theme. And it's a human characteristic and a thought pattern that so many adults pick up. Maybe you can relate. It's the notion of saying, if only I knew then what I know now. Right? I'm sure some of you guys have probably said that this week. If only I knew what I knew. So today I'm going to share these tips for the little baby so he and all of you may never have to say if only again. Because if you use these rules, you will have a life full of excitement, you will live the no regrets lifestyle, and you will live in your authentic truth. Let's get right into it. Rule number 1, adjust to the unexpected and the unplanned with grace and ease. We just heard something very similar. Everything happens for the good. But let's dive in a little bit deeper today. Change is inevitable. Change happens daily. Our hair changes, our looks change, our weight changes from day to day. The people around us change, financial structure, the political landscape, everything changes. But humans like comfort. We like to be safe. And so what happens when this change comes in, we don't know what to do with it sometimes, and we freak out. It's kind of like we have this comfort zone, right? Here's our comfort zone, and we're inside the comfort zone. Change happens. Oh, I want a divorce. Oh, you're going to have twins instead of 1 kid. Oh, you're getting laid off, and it bumps that comfort zone, and our comfort zone gets a little bit bigger, but we're like, oh my gosh, this is a bigger area. What is going on? And it's hard. But if we can learn to adjust to the change and see that it absolutely helps us grow to our full potential, then we can have it with grace and ease. So I'd like to invite all of you for a moment to think about a time in your life when the change seemed unbearable. Just hold it in your head. And now look at where you are. Look at how you've changed and grown from that situation. Without that, you would not be where you are today. You would not be sitting where you are. All change helps us become more of who we are. So for the little baby and all of you, I hope you all embrace the unexpected and the unplanned events in life with grace and ease. And I'll give you one of my favorite quotes from Marianne Williamson on this topic. I've come to trust Not that events will always unfold exactly as I want, but that I will be fine either way. Because the challenges that we face in life are always lessons that serve our soul's growth. That's rule number one. Rule number two, one of my favorites, is to appreciate the journey because there is no destination. Right? We always hear that there's the destination. Gotta get there. Well, guess what? When we get there, we're already working towards the next thing. As humans, we have conditioned ourselves to not be able to appreciate the moment. I know this firsthand because, as some of you know, I'm releasing my book. It's been in this process, and it's coming out this fall, and I'm in the process, and I'm so in it, and I've been so focused on getting it out, getting it into the bookstores. It's coming out, that I'm missing the process. And in this process, getting a book out into the world, it feels like giving birth because it's been 2 years in the making, really my whole life in the making since it's a nonfiction book about my life. But more importantly, I'm in the editing stage, I'm going back and forth with the publishers, and we're in the 5th round, and we're doing line edits still, just to make the book absolutely the best it can. Now, maybe some of you have seen emails from me. I'm not the best speller in the world, and I'm not very good with details either. I will fully admit that. So putting out a 220-page book is a feat for myself in itself. And this editing process is, for a while, I was getting lost in it, and I was feeling very overwhelmed, and I found myself talking to people saying, anyone that would listen, they stopped calling me back. I was like, I just want it out in the marketplace. I just can't believe it. This is so frustrating. They want more changes. And I realized as soon as I said that I wasn't living this role. And I switched back to really appreciating the journey, because this journey is the destination. Getting the book out is the destination for me. Once it's out, that's the journey. We all have things we're working towards. Every single one of us has a goal, something you really want in your heart. Think about that. And that in itself, appreciate the journey of getting there. It's not just when you get there. Your life is not going to be fulfilled and super happy when you get there. You have the power to be happy right now and choose this moment as your purpose for being present and appreciating it. That's one of my favorite goals, because I am constantly am working on that one. And the third rule, which is one of my favorites, it is my favorite, is to play with the world. All we have to do is play. For this little baby, and for all of us here as adults, what happens when we become older, we get bombarded with life stresses and events, the demands of everyday life that takes over, and we forget to play. When's the last time you guys really played? It might have been a while. Maybe you played this week. It's the weekend. It's the summer. We often play more in the summer. But let me encourage you guys to look at life this way. What if I told you that life was a big classroom? Maybe you've heard this before. Life is one big classroom, and we're all in it together taking lessons. We take lessons in compassion, forgiveness, self-love. Everything we do is an opportunity to grow and learn and really experience life fully. But when we're experiencing these lessons, just like a child in school, you have to take breaks. You have to play. That's why they schedule recess into the actual curriculum. Why aren't we giving ourselves enough recess time? Why aren't we playing enough? You know how you feel after you play? You're alive, you're jazzed up, you are so excited to go back to whatever you were doing. And you just can't wait to just live more fully in that moment. I encourage all of you to add more play into your life. And that is exactly why I created Play with the World on my website. As a travel writer, it's not just about the world and the geographical locations that I go to. It's about the world inside all of us. I had an opportunity to be on a radio show this week, Smart People Podcast. And this is another example of how I wasn't in the moment because I was so focused on the destination. I was wrapped up in it, and I just got off the phone with my editor, and they were like, we have more changes. And I was like, a whole nother round of edits? And then I had my radio show. Radio shows are fun. You get to talk to people, and you get to just chat, right? And in that experience, after it was done, they asked me, why did I create Play with the World? No one's ever asked me that before. And I had an opportunity to go into myself and really realize I created, and what I said to them is I created Play with the World as a breath of fresh air for people who are overwhelmed with life. Because I know what it's like to be depressed and to suffer through addictions and to be in a place that is so dark and so heavy and be in a corporate environment where you're going into the bathroom and crying. And all I wanted at that moment was one breath of fresh air. If I could just go to a website and be uplifted. And that's exactly how it was born. And so it is more of an opportunity for all of us to really be inspired by life. But you don't have to go outside to play. You can play anytime at any moment. These are the 3 rules of living your best life. I invite all of you to enjoy putting any of these rules into practice at any moment